Hi everyone, Comic Review here, and this time reviewing on the Batman Adventures Mad Love comic review. Now, as you know, this follows the episode Batman Mad Love that was later made into an episode by the creators of Batman the Animated Series. Now, the difference is there was much differences in the story, so let's get on. The story starts off how someone is reading a comic and the nurse says, "Your next commissioner," and which his only response is swell. So he heads in where he complains that this isn't fair for him, and if it wasn't part of the police physical, he wouldn't be here. And it turns out his dentist is actually Joker, which is implied he killed Gordon's dentist or just murdered him. Just as Gordon's about to go for him, Harley shows up, which implied she posed as the nurse or such. So they give him a diagnosis saying everything that has to go. And then Batman shows up saying, "It was an easy hint, Joker. Sloppy, predictable, you're losing your edge." "Excuse me, but that teeth was my idea. So's this." Roar. And so just as Harley's joking around, Joker says, "I give the punchlines around here. Got it?" "Yes, sir." And so Joker gets off where he passes a grenade, but Batman manages to save him. So Batman makes it back to the Batcave. Now, again, this scene was never used in the cartoon. And Alfred assumes that he stopped Joker, but he did say that he stopped him from killing Gordon. And Batman looks on the computer about Harley Quinzel, and turns out that as a teenager, she got a scholarship for Gotham University. And she pretty much she didn't want to study. And in other words, she seduced her teachers and played Dirty Amazons. And saying that and pretty much Batman says that Joker has much different plans. So meanwhile, Harley shows up in a skimpy red dress, trying to ask Joker for a nice time. And we even have the famous word, "Oh, come on, Puddin'! Don't you want to rev up your Harley? Vroom, vroom!" And so just as he says, "Sweetie, I've got the whoopee cushion." But again, Joker admits that Batman could have been right, that the setup today was corny, old hat, and just terrible. Then Batman Harley points out saying, "Why don't you just shoot him?" And Joker points out that Batman's death is meant to be meaningful. It's meant to be what he wants it to be. So as he fires squirting acid, he sees one of his old plans, a death of 1,000 smiles. But he remembers that the Joker toxin doesn't work on piranhas, and Harley says, "I know how to make some smiles, Puddin'." Now, if you've ever watched the episode, so Joker just kicked Harley out with his foot, but we never see him drag Harley down to the hyena pit. But Harley is up to blaming Batman for her own problems. And so she mentioned about the very beginning where Dr. Whelan welcomes Harley to Arkham and warns her that these people will eat her for breakfast. And that she sees Joker and sees this as an opportunity. So meanwhile, she gets a flower or a rose from the Joker, and she sniffs it and says, "Care to tell me how this got in my office?" And Joker's only response is, "I put it there." And so Joker manages to get Harley to make him open up to him. And so after talking with Dr. Whelan, she eventually gives in to let Harley handle this. Now, if you think about it, shouldn't Dr. Whelan or any of the Arkham staff went with Harley during this therapy session? I mean, you think about it, Joker is a master of manipulation. That's really bad decision there. So Joker makes up a story saying, you know, my father used to beat me up pretty bad. And so he points out how at one moment his childhood was great when him and his dad went to the circus. And he even says that he took his father's best Sunday slacks one night, and after coming back from the bar, saying, there I stood in the doorway, wearing his best Sunday slacks around my ankles. Hi Dad, I squeaked, look at me. And so after he says that, then he broke my nose. And so he says that's the downside of comedy, and points out people like that and Batman. So Harley manages to put something together and realizes Batman could be the problem to everything, and even falls in love with the Joker. After one night of hearing about him escaping, she sees that Joker's beaten to a bloody pulp, and Batman is just standing there carrying him away. As he drops Joker off, Batman sees that Harley might have feelings for him, and this probably made the Arkham staff realise this as well. Yeah, really great job there, Arkham. So Harley gets off, steals costume gear, and no doubt the guy will probably report this to the Gotham police. And after breaking through with rubber chickens and stink bombs, Harley breaks out saying, knock knock Puddin', say hello to your new, improved Harley Quinn. So after breaking Joker out, they manage to get off to the Sun site, where Harley has this picture in mind of herself and Joker having a life together with little kids. But Harley says that's never going to happen with Batman around. So after sneaking in, and after finding one of Joker's plans, she manages to leave a message out to Gordon and the others, and she manages to trick them into believing that she wants out. Now, when you think about it, shouldn't the police find this a little bit odd? How Harley's just doing this for no reason at all? So at the same time when Batman interrogates Harley, he sees the files and that. So Joker shows up, but turns out it's just a robotic version. And after Batman is drugged, he hangs Batman up with piranhas and while drinking grapefruit. So he manages to tell Harley that the Joker doesn't care about anyone but himself, and that as a comedian he uses a lot of stories. And Batman points out that if she kills him, there isn't going to be any real evidence. So Harley does the most dumbest idea and tells Joker saying, boring, lame, not funny, been done, too Riddler. Nope. And so after Joker asks Harley where have you been and all that, after finding out, he's saying, you have who? Tied up where? And after driving super fast, thinking of all the possible villains that will mock and ridicule him. So pretty much Gordon, Harvey Bullock and the others all get to work, while Harley talks out how they'll have their time together. Now again, this was never used in the episode, which was obviously left out. And Batman, and pretty much Joker says, Harley! And pretty much as Harley goes to see Joker, Joker slaps her down. And after she tries to explain to him about his plan working, and this pretty much puts Joker over the edge and swings Harley right out of the window. And Joker's only words saying, and don't call me pudding. Now, the Gotham police see Harley's thrown out of the window, and they go and Montoya asks Harvey Bullock to call an ambulance. Now, again, they were never there when Harley was badly injured, and the blood was never used. I get it was to tone down the violence on the kids' show, As Batman is about to be killed by Joker, Joker accidentally shoots the fish tank. Batman manages to get out easy with his utility belt, and pretty much Joker's being bit by piranhas, and just as they think he's got out a gun, but he has a piranha, he throws it at Gordon and Harvey Bullock, and they get away. Pretty much, Batman chases after Joker, but Joker thinks he's gone for a smooth break. But Batman's saying, "Arms and legs changed my belt, gone dizzy from the blood pushing to my head, and I had no way out there than convincing her to call you Puddin'." And this causes Joker to snap. You think about it, Batman has technically signed his death warrant there, getting on the Joker's bad side. And so pretty much Batman is able to take down Joker, and Joker falls right into a chemical sort of plant. But meanwhile, after Arkham, Summer Gale believes that Joker will most likely resurface, and Harley's on her own thinking, "I'm going to turn myself in, I'm going to reform," and all that. So pretty much Dr. Levin asks, how does it feel to be betrayed by the man you love and lose everything? And Harley's like, it felt like a kiss. Now this has changed to where Harley badmouths the Joker, but says angel. In this one it says it felt like a kiss, showing that she still cares about the Joker, much like in Batman the Animated Series. Now, the story is pretty good. It's kind of like a consequence to what's going to happen if you're in an abusive relationship, and sometimes you want to still be with that person. Sometimes you have to realise the person doesn't care about the other, and sometimes there are horrible outcomes that come out of this. So in general, a good thumbs up. So, Comic Review here, signing out.